In the home game on March 30th, the Dodgers lost to the Guardians by a final score of 2-4. With this result, the Dodgers' three-game winning streak to start the season came to an end, and they suffered their first loss of the year. After 4 games, their record stood at 3 wins and 1 loss. Meanwhile, the Guardians improved to 3 wins and 2 losses. The Dodgers were the first team to allow runs. In the top of the third inning, the Guardians created an opportunity very early when leadoff batter Austin Hedges hit a double. After that, Angel Martinez successfully laid down a sacrifice bunt, moving the runner to third and putting the Dodgers in danger. At that point, Steven Kwan hit a deep double to right field, driving in the opening run for the Guardians. It did not stop there, as the Dodgers' pitching staff truly collapsed in the top of the 7th. While the team was trailing 0-1, the visitors opened the inning with a very strong offensive surge. Austin Hedges once again started it, then Angel Martinez and Steven Kwan extended the rally with consecutive hits, putting the Dodgers immediately into a no-out, bases-loaded situation. Even so, the Dodgers fought extremely hard on defense. They got Chase DeLauter to hit a line drive to shortstop, then forced Jose Ramirez to hit a shallow fly ball to right field. But just when they were very close to escaping the inning, the Dodgers' bullpen could not hold on. At the most important moment, they made mistakes in succession. Rhys Hoskins drew a walk with the bases loaded, giving the Guardians another run without needing a hit. Right after that, Daniel Schneemann hit a double that brought in 2 more runs. In just 1 inning, the Dodgers went from still hanging around to falling behind 0-4, and the game nearly slipped completely out of control. On offense, the Dodgers actually did not lack opportunities, but they kept missing them at key moments. In the bottom of the first, they had a runner on first with no outs, but could not capitalize. In the second inning, the Dodgers again had a chance with 1 out and a runner on first, but the rally was shut down once more. In the third inning, they had a very good opportunity with no outs and runners on first and second, but Rojas's mistake and Ohtani's poor at-bat failed to bring in any runs for the team. Even in the 7th inning, while trailing 0-4, the Dodgers also had a favorable situation to at least partially turn the game around. Teoscar Hernandez and Andy Pages recorded consecutive hits, giving the home team a two-out situation with runners on first and third. This was a clear chance to at least cut into the deficit. However, Max Muncy struck out, ending the inning and causing the Dodgers to miss another scoring chance. It was not until the bottom of the 9th that the Dodgers' offense finally mounted a clear response. Kyle Tucker led off with an infield hit to reach base. Then he took advantage of a wild pitch to advance all the way to third, putting himself in an excellent scoring position. Next, Mookie Betts hit a double into the gap between left field and center field, bringing home the Dodgers' first run. This was the first time the home team scored in the game. After that play, thanks to another wild pitch, Betts advanced to third base as well. Freddie Freeman then hit a ground ball into the infield and drove in another run, cutting the score to 2-4. Even so, the comeback came too late. The Dodgers could only get closer, but they did not have enough time or enough chances to erase the deficit. In the end, they had to accept defeat after a game in which the offense wasted too many opportunities for most of the night, while the pitching staff fell apart at the key moment. After the game, the atmosphere in the Dodgers clubhouse was described as heavier than ever. Manager Dave Roberts did not hide his disappointment after seeing the lineup repeatedly waste key scoring opportunities. This is something that rarely happens with a lineup widely regarded as the best in the league. According to internal sources, Roberts had a frank talk with the entire team right in the clubhouse. He emphasized that the issue was not the lack of chances, but how the hitters handled the most important situations. Dave Roberts said, "We had runners in scoring position, even with no outs, but we couldn't turn that into runs. At this level, that's unacceptable." Many fans believe the Dodgers manager's remarks were aimed directly at Shohei Ohtani. Although he still had 1 hit in the game, that was not enough compared with the expectations placed on an MVP player. Roberts pointed to a specific moment in the 3rd inning when the Dodgers had runners on first and second with no outs. It was an ideal scenario for the team to break out offensively. However, Ohtani was unable to make a difference. Roberts said bluntly, "That's when you want your big players to step up and change the game. Shohei had that chance, but he didn't take advantage of it. I think there's a small issue with the mechanics in his swing. and we need to fix it immediately. The coaching staff did not stop at the result, but also analyzed Ohtani's hitting mechanics in depth. They believe that his bat angle and timing in this game were not at an optimal level, leading to contact that was not clean enough to produce the extra base hits people are used to seeing from him. However, Ohtani himself offered a completely different tactical perspective. He believes the problem was not his personal form, but the extremely cautious approach taken by the Guardians' pitchers. Ohtani said, "I don't think I hit badly. They just didn't give me chances to hit good pitches. A lot of the pitches were on the edge of the strike zone, or even completely outside." He added, "They're willing to accept a walk instead of giving me a chance to make a big hit. That shows respect, but it also makes things harder." In fact, pitch tracking data from the game also showed that most of the pitches to Ohtani were located on the edges of the strike zone, or even lower, forcing him to choose between swinging at unfavorable pitches or taking a walk. This is a strategy that every superstar has to face once reaching the highest level. One analyst commented, "When you're Ohtani, you're not just hitting against the pitcher, you're hitting against the opponent's entire plan. They build a strategy around limiting you, even if it means giving up walks." Even so, Ohtani still showed confidence and initiative in adapting to that strategy. He said, "If they don't want to throw into the zone, I'll have to adjust my approach. Maybe be more patient, or find a way to take advantage of the rare pitches that do come into a good hitting area. I'll find a solution." That statement shows the mindset of an elite hitter, someone who not only has skill, but also knows how to read the game and adjust to the opponent's tactics. On the other hand, the Dodgers' starting pitcher in this game was Roki Sasaki. After a disappointing preseason with an ERA as high as 15.58, he somewhat showed signs of bouncing back once the regular season began. Sasaki pitched for innings, allowed for hits, issued 2 walks, recorded for strikeouts, and gave up only 1 run. Considering how much pressure he was under after his poor spring training form, this can be seen as a fairly solid outing. He was not completely dominant, but he was more stable, controlled the game better, and at the very least showed that he has not lost the ability to compete as a starting pitcher. However, Sasaki's effort was not enough to bring him a favorable result personally. That was because the Dodgers' offense performed poorly for most of the game. The fact that the home team failed to score while he was on the mound meant Sasaki was charged with the loss, even though his outing was clearly more positive than what had happened during the preseason. After Sasaki left the game, the Dodgers used Tanner Scott and Justin Wrobleski in succession. Tanner Scott handled 1 inning without allowing a run, doing a good job of holding things in place for the team. Meanwhile, Justin Wrobleski pitched for innings but allowed 3 runs, widening the gap between the 2 teams and making the Dodgers' comeback task much more difficult. After this loss, the Dodgers will move into their next game on March 31st, with the goal of regaining balance. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Be sure to follow the channel, turn on notifications, and share this video with the biggest MLB fan you know.